Hey, what a problem, man? I'm spinning up. I'm a love man. Boys, it is June to August 7th. It's been a while, honestly, I think, since I made a trade recap, but I'm fucking pumped because today was a good day. But matter of fact, you're going to look at this and be like, wow, this kid made money. No, I did not. I could have made a whole lot more money. So let's get into this. On the 4 hour, you can see, now today was kind of tricky to be honest, because the 4 hour here on ES, when we had market open, which was within this 4 hours, we had a break of structure to the upside. But this opening gap was kind of like, I don't know about it. Plus, with the news, the economic state of the world, I was like, I'm gonna hold my bias bearish. Reason being, we did, yes, break structure to the upside, which means we should have been looking for buys, but look at what happened if we did. So we were not. We were looking for sells. And now the big thing is ES did not push into this gap like NQ did. As you can see, we reversed at this gap, and that's what I was expecting from an opening gap such as. So you can see we have points of liquidity here. If we were going to run on them, we didn't. So we'll just clear this one. We ran this area of liquidity, which why I have it marked right there as liquidity is because it's just the top of this box. We filled the orders that we needed to fill. We cleared this space and boom. That's all that needs to be known about that. So we're on a bearish bias. On the 1 hour here, if we draw equilibrium from this high to this high, from this high to this high, you can see that we line up just about with here. Obviously, it's on a different time frame. But as well as if we go from London lows to market open highs, you can see that what? Hold up. Nah, here we go. This makes more sense. You can see that we have equilibrium lying right below the 50% of this imbalance. So that's what this green line is here. With that being said, let's run down from top to bottom of the strategy. Bias, bearish. 1 hour was bullish without a doubt, but we had a few things on our mind. With that being said, is what I talked about earlier, just the whole state of the market and everything. So we were expecting this fill. We end up pushing into here. Market opens on this candlestick here. We have pre-market lows. So we push into our area of liquidity. Boom. What happens? This is a clear sweep. We break down, we get a break of structure to the downside plus a 5-minute confluence, take shorts out of that 5-minute confluence, targeting pre-market lows because we did not sweep pre-market lows and stops above these highs, and you have yourself a winning trade. Unfortunately, I ended up getting stopped out break even on this candlestick when we came back down through. Reason being, we had this 5-minute bullish imbalance here, and market was acting really weird because we had this 5-minute bullish imbalance, which kind of inverses this imbalance. I was like, I don't know about this buy pressure that might be able to come through here. So I got stopped out break even on this leg down when we rejected from it. I was like, I'm just going to get out of here. No, I'm cool. Obviously, I would have liked to catch the move, don't get me wrong. And then what do we target? Pre-market liquidity, this imbalance, equilibrium, and London lows, which ran the entire way to Asia lows, which is the ideal day, right? We have New York open, sweep pre-market highs, or sorry, not even sweep pre-market highs. Hypothetically, I mean, runs pre-market highs. We take out that opening gap, and then we fall off the face of the earth. That is ES. Now on NQ, I will go over my exact thoughts of the day. So my exact thoughts on the day here on NQ is like, hey, we did not break structure to the upside until market open. So like, are we bullish? Are we bearish? But we've been playing around within this opening gap area. And on ES, you can see we were not playing around in that area. We were barely just making it there on market open. So on NQ, I'm like, I kind of have a bullish bias though, low key, because ES broke structure to the upside here. That was our most recent break of structure. So I'm like, kind of bullish though, kind of not. It's an iffy situation. We've got this market opening gap. NQ is already there. So that was kind of like the cherry on top. I was like, hey, if NQ is already here and filling this numerous times, I could see us going past it and taking up some of the liquidity within these gaps. But ES, then I was like, whoa, ES is very far away from this gap. We haven't even touched it yet with these candlesticks. Only on market open we touched it. So I was like, all right, we're going to go bearish bias. But in the means of having a bullish bias, you can see here from the 1 hour, I had this inverse right here on the 1 hour marked out, plus this equilibrium of the 1 hour, which is just this here drawn. Boom, that's the equilibrium. And as well, we had London lows sitting right here. These were London lows. So, which is also sitting within an imbalance. So clearly these are draws on liquidity, but knowing that, or assuming that NQ has already broke through this opening gap and ES hasn't, I was like, maybe NQ could go for it. So I set up my charts for a bullish day. That's why all of the lower confluences are marked out. We have pre-market lows, we have this 1 hour imbalance, we have equilibrium, and then we have London lows. So what was I actually expecting from the market today? I was expecting us to open, push down, take pre-market, take this level, and then as well continue to fill this gap, as you can see over here, fill this gap. That's what I was expecting, to catch longs on this move, but market opened and just ran pre-market highs. We didn't even sweep them. We just ran them. So I was like, okay, well, that kind of eliminates my bullish bias there already, especially if we're not going to come down and take out pre-market lows. We don't really have the juice to move up, knowing that the market moves based on orders. So that's when our bias flipped. I was like, all right, okay, cool. Let's draw from this swing low to this swing high. We have equilibrium here. We as well have a 5-minute break of structure, the same thing that we demonstrated on ES. And wait, hold up. There we go. Now here's our break of structure. We have all of everything that we need. Right, boom. So what did we do? We took shorts when price pushed into this imbalance. Stops above these highs, targeting pre-market lows, and that's a beautiful trade right there. Unfortunately, I had gotten stopped out break even. As I said, I took the trade on NQ, by the way. Just they look the exact same, so I might as well act as if I took the trade on ES. I actually took it on NQ, and that's where I got stopped out break even. Regardless, though, look at this move. A really, really nasty move all the way down to London lows, which makes sense. Makes entire sense because we did not have the juice to continue going higher. We didn't take any lows. We didn't even retest the hourly equilibrium. We didn't fill any imbalances. So what are we going to do? We're going to continue to push a tiny little bit higher, fill in the money from these gaps, and then push the market down with that to then pick up this amount of liquidity. And now whether we continue going or we don't is completely out of my control, out of my knowledge. But it does make sense on why we had the short move down. And so that pretty much is the trade recap. So if we go from top to bottom, on NQ, you can see, well, I'm gonna skim through this real quick. You can see we were really filling this. This was kind of like, okay, if we close above this here, this will be 4 hour break of structure. I'll be on a bullish bias. That did in fact happen. But then when you see the way that the 1 hour starts to form here, it's kind of gross. You get that doji. ES, on the other hand, has just filled it barely. This is our break of structure on the 4 hour, and ES has barely touched through this gap. I think we're going to reject. Like, that there in itself looks bullish. The way we push in, push out, close right here with the wick coming down, not leaving any bullish imbalances, anything within here. And that kind of follows the move down. So it makes sense. So our bias flip from bullish to bearish. And what do? So we have our 1 hour confluences being, our 1 hour confluences being this opening gap on top of previous day liquidity. So we come into those areas, we scale down. What are we looking for? The most average model in the world, 5-minute break of structure plus an imbalance. Boom, we get them together. What happens? Market pushes up, fills it, inverses it, but turns around and inverses the inverse with this candlestick. Then we get this here, no retest back to it, and that's where the fall comes. So your opportunity to get in the market was within this cluster. Stops below these highs, they never got swept. TP the market lows, and boom. And now here's another thing. When we had this push down, you can see here, I almost, see, not that I almost, what I would have done, we have pre-market lows sitting right here, right? Sorry, right here. These are pre-market lows. This is the 830 candlestick. This is the pre-market low. But what do we have right above pre-market lows? We have an order block, a bullish order block. So what does price do? It pushes down after running all of these highs. It pushes down into this order block, picks up more orders. Now, if we had seen price come down and sweep out this pre-market liquidity and then close above this order block, I would have stuck to my bullish bias. But due to the fact that we rejected this order block, I was like, oh, that's kind of sketchy. We pumped hard from that. Hard. So I was like, all right, I'm a gambling man. You know, I'm going to follow the plan. I see the system. So we took shorts right out of here. And I also ended up adding. So I went in 5 microcons to then be able to have partials. When we got into the position from about this price range right here, with our stops above these highs, what do we have on the opposite end? Right? Look at this. We have a bearish order block sitting right here. What does price do? Pushes perfectly to the 50%, filling whatever orders may have been in here, and then we move down. Then we see the move down. We then see a test to pick up more bullish orders within this 5-minute imbalance. Price pushes back up on this candlestick right here to fill more bearish orders, and the bearish orders ultimately took over the market, sent us all the way down. And it makes sense. So that's the rundown on the entire day. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to go over. It was quite simple, but it was confusing. But nonetheless, you already know where I'm gonna be tomorrow morning in the Discord. I'm gonna be killing it. We're gonna be live trading in the VC, so I'm gonna catch y'all there. Love y'all.